is, they can be femme, they can have a penis, they can have a vagina.
And what is a woman?
Well, they're going to have hormone replacements. I would say your hormones are probably what make you a woman for the most part. You can be born a woman, but, you know.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Black Coffee. Today, we're not just looking at one bad take. We're diving headfirst into a pool of them. We're talking about the parade of left-leaning interviewees featured in the sources, and let me tell you, the level of disconnect from reality is truly something else. The video gave us a smorgasbord of opinions, and not a single one of them managed to impress. From the inability to define a woman to the mental breakdowns over a presidential election, the interviewees offered a masterclass in self-contradiction, emotional outbursts, and general cluelessness. We're going to break down what made each of these interviews so uniquely cringeworthy.
What is a woman?
A woman is a powerful, strong, we're all together for each other.
What is a woman to you all?
Someone that identifies as a woman.
What is a woman?
That's a question.
What is a woman? A woman is anyone who identifies as a woman.
The what is a woman fiasco. Let's start with the self-proclaimed feminist who couldn't answer the most basic question. What is a woman? Instead of a straightforward answer, they offered vague circular definitions like someone who identifies as a woman, or they can be femme, they can have a penis, they can have a vagina. This isn't just a lack of clarity. It's a complete abdication of logic and reason. It's a group of people who are supposedly fighting for women's rights, yet cannot define the very group they are championing. The presenter in the source notes, only the left would protest with rights that have a complete brain fart when asked what is a woman.
Black healing is resistance. Indigenous healing is resistance. Trans healing is resistance. Have the audacity to heal yourself. When you heal yourself, you heal your lineage and your ancestors. Have the audacity to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, it is a you to every oppressor that would have you drown in your self-hatred.
I'm personally here because I had a mental breakdown after Donald Trump won. It's devastation. It's absolute, complete devastation to people's mental, emotional, physical, and psychological health. People are dying as a result of Trump being elected. There are people dying by suicide because they don't want to live in a country where their rights are not respected and them as people are not seen as people, but rather than objects of that should be eliminated.
It's a downward mental impact. It's not good.
My biggest worry right now, honestly, as a mother of a trans kid, I really worry about their rights. Like my sign says, our own Constitution only says all men are created equal, and I really wish that would change for the whole country.
I literally broke down in tears, and several of my friends cried as well. It's scary. I mean, a lot of my friends are nurses, and we are scared for our future. I think that the people that are in support of it are probably in support of it for the wrong reason. They want cheaper eggs and gas and milk.
So what does that mean, white supremacy is terrorism?
Have people been terrorized by white supremacists?
Do you notice that almost everyone here is white?
White started it, white gotta fix it.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
The mental breakdown brigade. Then we have the individuals who claim to have had mental breakdowns after Donald Trump's election. One interviewee states that there is absolute, complete devastation to people's mental, emotional, physical, and psychological health. This kind of dramatic reaction isn't just hyperbolic, it's completely disconnected from reality. The sources ask, surely the majority of the country voted not for the woke, but for important issues like cost of living, right? The implication is that these interviewees are more concerned with politics than with important things such as the cost of living. Another interviewee went so far as to say that people are dying by suicide because they don't want to live in a country where their rights are not respected. While this claim is not substantiated in the sources, it is an extreme reaction that demonstrates a lack of proportion and reason. The cost of living doesn't matter, crew. One interviewee dismisses the importance of cost of living, claiming that people who support Trump want cheaper eggs and gas and milk. as though that is not important. This is a particularly revealing statement, as it indicates that the left-leaning interviewees are not concerned with the real-world issues that affect the average person. It shows a clear disconnect from the concerns of a large portion of the population and implies that they have different priorities. The illegal immigration is imaginary claim. Another interviewee called illegal immigration an imaginary line. This kind of statement is not only a denial of reality, but also belittles the complex issues surrounding immigration and border security. It ignores the fact that there are real laws and boundaries that governments have a right to enforce, implying a detachment from the reality of legal frameworks.
Illegal immigration is a farce.
What do you call it? What do you call it? Undocumented?
Government. It's an imaginary line.
I dare you to cross the Canada-United States line.
White man, how dare you? How dare you?
That was kind of racist.
I'm a privileged white man too. But you know what I'm doing?
You just called me a privileged white man.
You cannot be racist to white people because white people are the dominant race in this country. Full stop.
You were calling me privileged when you don't know anything about me. I could have grown up in Section 8 housing.
This is privilege.
Okay, all right. Tell me this.
Privilege.
The white people can't experience racism fallacy. Then there's the interviewee who claims that you cannot be racist to white people because white people are the dominant race in this country. This is a simplistic and factually incorrect statement that demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of what racism actually is. It is an example of using a politically convenient narrative without taking the time to think critically.
I'm not sure it's the cold. I think maybe it's that you're afraid of the crowd sizes, and that hotels are still available, and that a lot of people, as many people as, showed up for, Barack Obama or Joe Biden or whatever, won't be showing up for your inauguration. I think it's the crowd sizes. That number is more important.
I miss him. He's a good person. He spent the last 50 years caring about the country. This other one spent 50 years scamming everybody, and trying to stay out of jail. You know who I'm talking about. I really miss Biden. I feel like we were safe. Like, I didn't have to worry. Was everything going to blow up? I could live my life while he was there. Now, every day I wake up and I worry, what is this guy going to do next?
Hello and welcome to MSNBC. I'm Rachel Maddow. And dads, you better hide your older bookish lesbian daughters because, I'm back on TV. Tonight for our special inauguration weekend coverage, I'm joined by our panel of MSNBC hosts, basically like the Avengers for your aunt. It's Ari Melber.
Thanks, Rachel.
Joy Reid.
Glad to be here.
Stephanie Rule.
Hey, girlfriend.
And finally, Chris Hayes, a.k.a. Woke Sheldon.
Okay, drag me, mama.
What these interviews show is not just a diversity of opinions. It is a collection of ill-informed, contradictory statements made by individuals that do not seem to have given much thought to what they're saying. The source states that the left are so self-loathing, riddled with guilt, absolutely tying themselves in knots of confusion. The constant contradictions, emotional outbursts, and lack of logical reasoning demonstrate a deep-seated problem that needs to be addressed. The source asks, why are the left so self-loathing, riddled with guilt? As someone who values critical thinking and clear communication, I find these interviews incredibly frustrating. The interviewees often fail to engage with reality, preferring to hide behind emotional reasoning and circular logic. They are more interested in virtue signaling to each other than in making a coherent argument. The sources state the white liberal Karens seem to confuse themselves as well.
It's fun to stay at the
and they've been given 11 science-backed activities to try and cope with their sense of hopelessness, would you believe? That includes exercising, doing a creative activity. New liquid natural gas export permits. He apparently had no idea and no clue what he actually signed, Alex. And again, after Donald Trump promised to issue an executive order to extend TikTok operations on Inauguration Day, this is what he said.
As of today, TikTok is back. I said, I'll approve, but let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States. So whether you like TikTok or not, we're going to make a lot of money.
Have you met with Donald Trump since the election?
Yeah, I had a chance to go have a long and actually quite intriguing dinner with him.
What did you discuss? What was intriguing?
Well, we touched on a lot of things. It was over 3 hours. I felt like he was, energized and, looking forward to helping to drive innovation. I was frankly impressed with how well he showed a lot of interest in the issues I brought up.
We are on the eve of an authoritarian administration. This is what 21st century fascism is starting to look like.
That saw this token skyrocket over 300% within hours. Buyers rushed to snap up this limited supply of...
The left-leaning interviewees in the sources have given us a perfect example of what happens when you prioritize feelings over facts and ideology over critical thought. It's a reminder that we need to engage in discussions with logic and reason, not emotional appeals and contradictions. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time on Black Coffee.